Hey, what is up everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into another one of my videos, and in today's video we're going to be looking at Pragma Money, the highest fixed APY project on the Phantom network. Now me personally, you guys already know, I am absolutely in love with these auto staking and auto compounding tokens, and obviously the quicker it is, the faster it is, the better. And we can see for a fact that Pragma is not a simple Titano fork, but it does go more in depth and even has the 96 times daily compounding effect, which is every 15 minutes. Before we jump into the video, however guys, please make sure you like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. We are on that massive push towards the 1,000 subscribers. We have just broke 900 subscribers, so we are oh so close to hitting that 1,000 subscriber mark. Make sure you guys also hit that bell notification if you haven't already, as these videos are very time sensitive. You don't want to be missing these. So guys, what is Pragma? What does it bring to the industry? And is it going to be different, or is it just going to be another fork of Titano? Well, right off the bat, the first thing we can see is that it is on the Phantom network. Now, I know a lot of you are very bullish on Phantom, and me personally, I love Phantom very much. So I think the fact that Pragma is on the Phantom network does indeed make me that much more interested in it. Now, you guys will already know that I love getting into projects that have a very nice design, right? I think, as I always mention in my videos, if a project cannot invest in itself, why will I invest in it? If we actually scroll down here, we can see that there is some animation happening. We can see that these stars on the sides are animated, and as such, this is definitely something that I do think has some effort put behind it. If we, however, look at the auto staking protocol, we can see that it has things such as the auto staking element, where it'll stay into your wallet. It has more than a 2% daily return. It has the fastest payout, so every 15 minutes, which, as I mentioned earlier, isn't like Titano, which is every 30 minutes. On top of that, guys, and this is something very interesting, which is the understanding that every month 10% dividend is paid out to holders based on the growth presented in the treasury. This is obviously a very different concept brought into the field, and I think honestly it's going to do really good. If we look underneath, it talks about compounding interest, which we know about, and it talks about the tokenomics. Obviously, the element of RFV, risk-free value, treasury, and automatic liquidity pool, which in my opinion is pretty good because of the fact that it's 5%. Now, we already know that a lot of times this is a lot less. It is around 2 or 3%, and what that essentially does is that it creates less liquidity. Obviously, if there's less liquidity, as soon as somebody sells off a larger portion, it impacts the price a lot more. Whenever a project has a lot of liquidity, however, bigger trades essentially will not affect the price as much. And that is why it is so important to be in projects that have good amounts of liquidity, so that the project won't essentially just get dried up, essentially, as we like to call it, or the liquidity won't run out. Now, in regards to the last element, the dividend, the one point I want to talk about here, guys, is the fact that it says that 10% of the registered monthly growth will be distributed in the form of a dividend in DAI, USDC, Phantom or FDM, or some other form of token alternative to Pragma. This is important, right? Because now think about it, you are not only gaining a certain amount of interest on a single token, so the ticker name being Pragma, you are also going to be provided a certain amount of stable coins, essentially, so DAI or USDC or Phantom, for example, as dividends. That to me is a very creative way to introduce dividends into the already profoundly known and understood concept of Titano and Safu forks. Now, if we look over to their white paper, guys, we can see right off the bat there is so much information here. There is so much information here. Now, that's something I really like to see, whether or not this white paper is just a copy paste from Titano or Safu or the other 100 Titano forks that are out there. Clearly here we can see that they have gone into depth and made sure that there is enough information in the white paper so that people like you and I that look at it right off the bat can understand that this is indeed a project trying to build its own name. It's not just trying to be a copycat. Now, one of the main things that I personally like to look over when I look at white papers is investor safety. So if we click over here to the audit and KYC, we can see that it says that our team is currently in negotiations with a highly reputable high-end auditing firm to get the Pragma protocol audited. So what do we know? Okay, it's not audited in the white paper. However, we're going to look into their Discord and see whether the audit has been completed or not, because it is more up to date. In regards to the KYC, Pragma has been verified by the Obsidian Council. Now, if you guys don't know what the Obsidian Council is, one thing I will tell you, it is hella expensive to get a KYC done by Obsidian Council. I think it's around $10,000 for one person of the team. What does that essentially tell us? They didn't go to some shady company and pay them $1,000 or $2,000 for KYC, which sometimes even happens over a Discord call, right? Some of these companies, I've been in it myself because I've partnered with a couple of projects. They'll essentially just go and join a Discord call, say, hey, what's your name? The individual with the project, so let's say me, I'll say, yo, I'm Mr. X, and they'll ask a couple of other basic questions, and that's it, right? That obviously is not a KYC, and that's why a lot of these companies essentially can't really track down the person, because all you have is a name, or you don't have proper KYC authentication, which the Obsidian Council though does. They'll look at government ID, they make you join onto a video call, they look at a lot of things, guys, right, in short. And of course, that for me shows that Pragma Money, the fact that they actually went out of their way to get such a high-end authorized, if not one of the highest end KYC verification processes done, shows to me that this is indeed a safe project to invest in. So definitely, guys, do check that out. You guys can see here, even if you click that, it is clear here that Obsidian Council has they have done a full KYC and PEP and sanctions check. This obviously, once again, ensures me as an investor as to the safety of the project. Now, if we look further into their Discord server, guys, I have already joined the Discord server. Feel free to join it if you guys haven't already. We have announcements and then obviously all these other links. However, what I want to show you guys, 30,000 members on Discord. That, my friend, is what I call a Lambo project, right? This is a project which is definitely a Lambo project. They have such a big backing behind it, and honestly, I think this project is gonna absolutely fly. So what do we see here in the official links? Whitepaper website, Twitter, right? So we can have a look at the Twitter real quick. Twitter looks pretty good. They even have an Instagram, guys. Now that to me is really nice to see, because I have not actually seen these other projects have Instagram marketing as well. That just shows me that the knowledge behind the marketing team is actually quite diverse. They know a lot more than what other projects essentially are willing to do. Usually it's just Twitter, Discord, Telegram, boom, that's it. And we have those three here too, right? We're on Discord, Twitter, Telegram right here, and of course Instagram. And of course we have their Medium, which you guys should definitely go and have a look at if you want to know more information about the project. Now, going back over to their announcements, you guys can already see they have big names in the crypto YouTube content creation, making videos about the project. And if you look right above here, what they essentially did is they're planning to start with a 30% sell tax, reducing by 2% every day for 5 days from DEX listing. As I said, for me, this project is a Lambo project. So whenever I think about a token that I really want to invest in, it's definitely a token that I want to hold and I want to see it flourish long term. Having a high sell tax essentially gets rid of a lot of people that are essentially cheaters, right? They'll just get their tokens, throw it on the market, try to take a quick profit. Obviously, if 30% of your profit is being chopped off, a lot of people will hesitate and will hold on to their tokens. What will this do? This will allow the token to be more stable and not have drastic dumpage happening, leading to a community-wide panic attack. We don't like seeing that. We don't like jumping over to the general chat and seeing everybody spamming, why rug, sir, why rug, right? So obviously, since we don't want to see that, we want to see these types of measures being taken to make sure that the project is not going to be essentially dumped right off the bat. If we have a look over here, guys, as well, you guys can see that the initial offering is just 4 days away. It is definitely still early. I would once again definitely suggest that you guys join their Discord server. Hit them up in the general chat, you know, feel free to talk to them, get more knowledge about the project, because we still have 4 days. You know, as I always say, guys, this is not financial advice. I am just a silly YouTuber on here giving you guys information about my potential investments. It does not mean that you need to follow it or anything of the sort. Please, as I always say, make sure you do your own research, do your own diligence, because I personally wouldn't invest my money if somebody else just randomly told me to do so. So I definitely suggest you do the same. Before you invest, do your own research. And as you guys can see, they have enough information here talking about their entire project, you know, market analysis. Like, these guys have gone above and beyond. Right, this is well thought of. This is not a simple project. You know, you guys can see they have, you know, their VIP chat for people that are whitelisted. Now, the other last thing that I wanted to look over was the element of audit. You guys can see here, they clarified that, as we've mentioned from the start, we pride ourselves on transparency and security. Our actions are backing this up. Just last week, we had the KYC, as we saw with Obsidian Council. Once again, absolutely amazing. And now Pragma is pleased to announce that it is undergoing an audit with Solidity Finance. Once again, guys, another reputable company, right? It's very expensive to get a Solidity Finance audit done, but these guys are doing that. Once again, they're not going for the cheap options that are available just to be able to say like, oh, look, we've audited. No, they're actually so confident in their own coding and they're so confident in their transparency that they're willing to put this audit into the hands of experienced coders and auditors that work in Solidity Finance, and essentially have them give us the transparency and clarity we need as investors. Regardless, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Definitely make sure you guys go check out Pragma Money. The Discord, the Twitter will be in the description down below. And please make sure that you use proper risk management and do your own research before you invest. Thank you all for watching this video once again. I hope you all have an amazing week ahead. And with that being said, let's get that bag. Peace.